All right, class.
Yes.
Oh man, come on, come on. Wait. Oh no, You know what? I do not like that. That did not work out for me. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Class.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate those for people that are pretending that you enjoy being here, because that makes me excited to be here. That you actually pretend that you want to be here. So you fake it till you make it, right? Yes. Yes. Okay, because I'm up here at 11 right now. Okay, I am souped up on Sudafed and cough medicine. I am good to go. I know, that's probably not a good thing. Anyway, all right, we're starting on example 5. We did the others yesterday in class. So example 5 starts off with, suppose you complete your college education and begin working. You would like to save $20,000 over 5 years. Use a down payment for a home. You anticipate making regular end-of-the-month deposits in an annuity, pay 6% compounded monthly. How much should your deposit be each month? Number 1, first thing you're going to do is on your handy-dandy calculator, do what? What are you doing?
Finance solver.
Finance solver. Yes, this guy. Finance solver.
See, I know stuff too.
I know you do. And I highly recommend each time you do this, create a new document. Do home, because someone else was on the before you, and you don't want to get their answers. Okay? You want to make your own answers because they mess up the settings. I don't want you to actually deal with their mess up every time you try and do this, right? Okay? All right. So, we're going to go item by item. So, on your notes, you're writing these things down. You're writing these things down.
Why don't you do that too?
No, you take out your notes and use it on your test. Don't ask me no question. I'll tell you no lies.
I didn't.
Oh. Bet you it's in the notes. I know. Anyway. All right, so item by item. First, we're going to go by N. N is going to be the number of payments. So you're going to have N equals on your paper right now, right? Right there next to example 5. Yeah, someone wasn't paying attention the other day. I know, right? Okay. So, N. So let's see. How many years are we going to have? We have 5 years, right? 5 years, and how often do we make this payment? Every month. So 5 times 12? 60. So for N, on your paper right now, you're going to write the number 60. Okay? And we're writing down this list so you do not forget it later on. Okay? You're going to write N equals. There we go. Next thing. Right below the N is my percentage. What is my percentage that I have here? 6%. Very good. So that goes in. So percent is 6. So you're writing that down on your paper, right? Okay. Next thing. What goes after that? PV. Present value. How much money do we have in the account that we're starting off with? 0. Good job. 0. $0. Because we're not starting with an amount of money. We're going to start trying to build up that money. After PV comes payment. Ooh, hey, let's look. Option or question A says, how much should you deposit each month? So that means we're trying to solve for payment. So we're going to leave payment blank right now. PV is how much? 0. 0 is different than blank. Okay? So, and now the next one is FV, right? The future value. So in the future, I want to have how much money? 20,000. Very good. So my FV is 20,000. Okay, make sure you put that in there. After FV is PPY. PPY. So on your paper, you write down PPY. So how many payments per year? 12. Why 12? Every month, right? Every month. So 12 payments per year. CPY is right below that. So what do we get? 12. For all the problems that we are doing, the CPY and PPY are going to match.
Wait, what's
It's compounding per year. Payment per year, yeah. Okay, and scroll down a little bit more. When do I make this payment? Every month. Every month. When every month? At the end of the month. So if you scroll down, the bottom thing says end. So one thing that's going to help you guys out, because a lot of people struggling with this, use the tab button. The button right there on the left, it says tab. That just goes down through your boxes. Makes life easier. So I'm going to go and I'm going to calculate my payment. So you people are doing that right now. Calculate the payment, and I'm going to enter it onto the calculator for those people following along at home. Hold on a second before you. So we said it was 66%, 0. Future value, I want 20,000. PPY, CPY at the end. So my payment amount's got to be 286.66. Why is it negative? That's how much going out of your pocket right now into your future account. So it's coming out of your budget right now going into your other account. Every month you're paying 286.66. Does that sound good? It's not bad. You're right, it's not. But you have to be diligent on doing this payment, making sure you're doing this because you want to save money. Okay, we're going to talk more about it when we get into 401ks here in a little bit. Now, next thing. So, part B. How much of the $20,000 down payment comes from deposits and how much comes from interest? So, first, how many payments did I make? I made how many payments? 60. This one's 60. Okay? I made 60 payments, right? And how much was every payment? 286.66. Okay? So I need to calculate how much money I put in. Yes, I do. I take my payment and I multiply it by 60. Are we writing down this note? Because this is super important to figure this out. This is how much you're paying. The amount that you are contributing. It says right here, okay, from deposits, payment comes from deposits, and how much comes from interest. N times payment. So N times payment, and that's going to give you how much money you put in. Calculate that for me, please.
Do you round?
Yeah. That's how we're going to figure out how much we pay. Okay? So that's how much you're going to figure out what you pay. All right, so that's going to be considered your deposits. Very good. 17,199 and some change, right? And 60 cents. That's good. Now, that's how much money you put in, but how much my future value is 20,000, right? Very good. So to figure out my interest, I would take my future value minus my deposits. That's how much money I put in. So to figure out that, future value minus deposits. And that's going to give me the interest. Figure out the interest. You would do future value minus my deposit, which came out to this. That's what we just found out, the N times payment. So So we're taking 17,000 away from 20,000, right? It's some change too, so I'm not saying the whole thing, but you guys have it on your paper, don't you? So you're calculating that right there to get that. Like, calculate it. Okay, what do you get? Nope. I said calculate it. 2,800.4. So on the math, I will show you up here now. So I'm gonna go hit escape. I'm here. So I figured it was 60 times 286.66, right? That gave me that number. And then I took my 20,000 and I subtract this amount, which I got, which my deposits are, and I get 2,846. Did you write that down? Or did you zone out and not write it down? Okay, good. All right, questions, concerns, complaints, conspiracy theories. How do you feel about it? Is this still pretty easy? Are we still good? No? What's up, Blondie? Why are you shaking your head at me? What part? Like, help me help you. You say everything, and I need a starting point so I can actually help with it. That's a good starting point. Okay, so if you weren't here, yeah. So someone forgot to hit that notification on that YouTube channel, right?
No, I saw it on my, it pops up on my recommended.
Oh, okay, all right. So from the calculator, all we're doing is just filling in all those things, and whatever the missing one, we calculate. We take my $20,000, which was my future value. Okay, so to get my interest, it's future value minus deposit, and so we deposited this much, and so the future value. Because you didn't fill it in while we were going. You're supposed to write all these down. So n is 60. The percent. So like you see just on the calculator. So let's do menu one. So you're filling in all these things right here. So percentage, okay? So go ahead, set those up in there. We're gonna go on to the next one, and I'll come back and check on you. Yes, I got some nose wipes. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. So after example 5, let's talk about, so scroll through here, go find the definitions. This is slide number 18 for those people following along. Slide number 18, scroll through. It says, when depositing money in a bank account, you are making a cash investment. A cash investment, that means money coming out of your pocket and going into their account. That is your cash investment. The account's interest rate guarantees a certain percent increase in your investment called its return. Return would mean the amount of money that we are earning our interest. That's return on our money. You always want that to be a positive. You want your money to make money, right? So the interest on the last problem, how much money did we make? Yeah, 2,800, right? That would be considered my return on my investment. My investment is the amount of money that came out of my pocket. How much on the last problem came out of the pocket? Nope, try again. It's 17. Yeah, so it was 286 every month, but the total after 10 years, was it 10 years? Yeah, 5 years, sorry. So the total after that gave me, that is my investment. The money coming out of my pocket going into there is my investment. The return is the amount of money I make on that. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you guys are actually going through and writing stuff down for this, I know this would be cash investment. That's going to be like my deposits, the payments I'm making on this. The return is the interest I'm getting off my money. Other kinds of investments that are riskier are called stocks and bonds. So we're going to talk about that. And I'm gonna do my best to try and make you guys billionaires by the end of this. Investors purchase stocks, shares of ownership in a company. For example, if a company has issued a total of 1 million shares, and an investor owns 20,000 of these shares, that investor owns 2%. That make sense? Okay, so here's an example. So an investor who owns percentage of the company is called a shareholder. I own 0.001% of Southwest Airlines. So I own some shares in Southwest Airlines. Yeah. Okay, and also, who else? Nokia and a couple other weird ones. Anyway, but I am a shareholder. And we'll talk about that here in a moment, what the importance of a shareholder is. Buying or selling stocks is referred to as trading. Stocks are trading at stock exchange. There are two ways to make money by investing in stocks. You sell shares for more money than you paid for them, in which you have a capital gain on the sale of the stock. While you own the stock, the company distributes all parts of its profits to shareholders called dividends. So, I own a tiny little bit of Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines has dividends. What they do is their profit, they divide it up amongst how many shares you have. So let's say, for instance, they made so much money that everyone that owns a share of their stock, they're giving $1 to. So every year, however many stocks you have, at the end of the year, if they're making profits, they are giving $1 for each one of those. And in that account. But are you going to own one share? No. Are you going to own 100 shares? Most likely, right? You're not just going to own one, you're just going to keep investing. So instead of going to Douche Bros, you're going to be like, yo, I'm going to spend this $10 or $15 on this sparkly unicorn frappuccino drink. My wife works at Starbucks. You know, she has people come in trying to buy these damn TikTok drinks that dumb as could be. Anyway, so all it is just people keep asking for more and like add-ins and all this other stuff. It's like comes up to $15 a drink. It's stupid. Spend that $15 instead. Okay, open up your stock market. Okay, on my phone I have an app. $15. Once a month, twice a month. So I'll be like intentionally. I'll be like, okay, I'll make my coffee at home today. I'll skip Starbucks. I'll not go to Douche Bros. I'm gonna take that $15 and I'm gonna buy some more stock. And so if you do that often enough, I now have 100 shares. And when they pay $1 per share, I now have $100. And that $100 goes back into the account. Yes.
So how do people lose all their money?
Huh?
How do people lose all their money? Stocks.
Just buy a bunch and like lock and they just keep trading. So basically buy it for low. So
Okay, so yeah, buy low, sell high. But are you talking about like in general?
Yes. Do people invest too much? Just,
Okay, start again.
I said, how do people lose all of their money?
Oh, lose all their money. Oh, yeah, lose all your money. So let's say I bought a bunch of shares in, I don't know, what's some garbage company? Kmart.
GameStop. Yeah.
Oh, Kmart. Okay, Kmart would be a good example. Do you guys see a Kmart anymore?
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us, there's another one. Okay, when you bought stocks in Toys R Us, you're like, okay, these guys are going to be good. They're going to make some money this year. Dang. You put in $10,000, you have $10,000 stocks thinking that they're going to make some money every Christmas season, right? They close down. They go bankrupt. What happens to your $10,000? No, because you're partially owner of the business. You lost money. Because you're an owner, you lost that. Yes. But stocks are risky. But high risk, high reward is what people try and go for. So they made a big thing. If, back when I was, 18 years old, Google was a big deal. If you would have put $10,000 into Google at that time, you would be a billionaire 20 years later when Google blew up and they bought YouTube. Okay? You would have been a billionaire just because the investment from there to there. They went from nothing to buying out everything else and having everything. That's where you make the money. High risk, high reward. But you have to be willing to risk the money. Don't ever do money that you can't be willing to lose. So like I said, skip that Starbucks Frappuccino or whatever thing you drink, or go to Douche Bros, skip that. But that's $15 you were gonna waste anyway, right? It's not even good coffee. Seriously, it's Walmart coffee, that's what Douche Bros is. Yeah, you can buy the syrup.
It's not known for its coffee.
Huh?
It's not known for its coffee.
What's it known for?
Like the Red Bull drinks, black tea.
Those are good.
No, listen, it's the Walmart of coffee. Do you know why? The same stuff you get at Walmart, it's called Tarani's, it's a little syrup, they sell it right there at Walmart. You can make the exact same drink there. It's all the stuff they sell at Walmart. It's nothing fancy. They try to be fancy. It's convenience. But that's a $15 convenience coffee that should have cost you maybe $1.35 total in everything.
No, that's Starbucks. That's just way cheaper than Starbucks. Way cheaper. 2 drinks for like $7.
Expert. Maybe you should buy stock in Douche Bros. Anyway, I know, yes. Nope.
I don't understand the question, if we buy the whole money or like if we buy per month.
I don't know. I'm trying to teach a lesson. I'll go, if I get a moment here, I will go back over, okay? It's in the notes. I know it is.
I know it's in the notes.
Okay, then read through it.
It's just a question. Like,
I know. Like I said, let me, come on. I'm actually recording this too. Man, this is horrible. But it's good conversation, right? Okay, good. Anyway, so dividends are important because let's say, for instance, someone is addicted to Douche Bros. Okay? This person every morning goes to Douche Bros to get that, what'd you say, $8 drink? $8 drink. And so the more money that Douche Bros make, the more money she can make in the end because she's going to be a shareholder.
It's $3.
If they have dividends, if they pay their investors. Okay? Does that make sense? So, yeah. So if you want to do stuff like that, that'd be, yeah. I recommend, but don't play with money that you can't afford to lose. Next thing. In order to raise money and dilute ownership of current stockholder companies, sell bonds. So bonds is something that government does, which is kind of crazy. So people who buy a bond are lending money to the company from which they buy the bond. So currently, I believe that the U.S. Treasury bond is worth like 9 or 10% for the 10-year bond. So what you do is you buy a 10-year Treasury bond. They say it's going to be worth, in 10 years, it's going to be worth $1,000. But right now, you could buy it for $600. $400 profit. And the Treasury bonds are actually pretty decent, they're pretty stable. You buy that bond, but you cannot touch that bond until it matures. It gets to the 10-year mark.
So what is that?
kind of like 401k or the.
That's different. We'll talk about that too. But that is a bond. So government bonds are actually usually pretty good, but companies do issue bonds also.
Is there a name for that? Like waiting for it to mature?
Yeah, it's mature. So waiting for it to mature. So you're buying bonds, okay? So yeah, that's another one. I've known people to buy $100 bonds, just at a time. So each month, bought a $100 bond, 10-year bond. So at $100 a pop, they were able to buy that. But right now, I think 10,000 is like the minimum right now to buy a bond. So, yeah. Anyway, so you just got to be willing to put money away and just leave it alone. All right, next one. Bonds are a commitment for a company to pay the price of an investor, pays for the bond at the time it was purchased, called face value, along with interest payments at the given rate. A listing of all investments that a person holds is called a financial portfolio. We're going to do a portfolio in this class, which is going to consist of the different finances. We're going to do taxes next week. We're going to do W-2. I'm going to give you stuff, and you're going to you're gonna go through, I don't want you guys to do like your personal stuff. If you want to, you can. I can show you how to file your taxes for free, not pay $100 for H&R Block. Okay, you don't have to do that. You can just file it for free. Okay, but I'll show you how to do it first. Do it with the examples that I give, and then you could actually line that up with your stuff.
You
Okay.
do your own taxes?
Huh?
You do your own taxes?
Hell no. Mine are crazy.
Wow.
I have crazy deductions. I have income property. I have all kinds of side hustles and stuff. Yeah, it's not pretty. So yeah, I'll pay someone else so I don't have to do it. I did it myself like 2 years ago. I'm never doing it again. That is super stressful. Seriously. I was working on that for 2 years. I had to go back and do a re-audit because, yeah. Anyway, it was stupid. Anyway, so most financial advisors recommend a portfolio with a mixture of low risk, high risk investment called diversified portfolio. Now, stocks, high risk. Okay, bonds, low risk. So a little bit of both, especially if you're young. Because if you're young, it's okay to be riskier. You can put more money and then you can make more money faster. But once you get towards old age, like close to retirement, like yours truly, I'm not going to go into some crazy stuff. Not going to put myself into debt where I want to retire in 5 years and be done. So I am not going to risk all my money I have put away. Does that make sense? Okay, yeah. So let's go. All right, reading stock tables. This is important. So I don't know if you guys need to highlight, underline, circle, put little hearts around it. Okay, we're going to go through each of the items on this stock. Daily newspapers, online services give current stock prices and other information about stocks. Or if you're into memes, it's stonks, right? Is that how that goes? This is one. The company name is shown at the top. Is that earbuds in? Oh, hell no. No, it's not that, right? Okay. So, company names on top, shown at the top of the chart under this stock exchange. Given the right stock exchange is the trading symbol. Now, there's a couple different stock exchanges that are used. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is the key one that you will hear in the news often. That's the big one. That's the one that everyone actually gauges the health or everything of our economy based on the Dow Jones. NASDAQ is similar, but NASDAQ deals with more tech companies.
Is there a reason why Dow Jones is like?
It's the older one. It's been established in 1900 or something like that, something ridiculous. And so it's been used, and that's where all the big companies are. So, and if you ever hear the term S&P 500, so it's the 500 biggest companies in America. That's what they gauge that on. So if you're in the S&P 500, that means that you're Standard & Poor's 500, so the top 500 countries, or 500 companies, thank you. That's what that means. Yeah. So NASDAQ is more of tech companies. So that's where you see the Apple, the Google, and stuff like that. So trading symbol. So if you're looking for trading symbol, that is AAPL for Apple. Name of the company is right there. Stock exchange, NASDAQ. The other one, like I said, is the Dow Jones. And closing price would be this number right here. That's important. Closing price. It is 145.11, okay, at the time the market's closed. Now, if you look right here in green, what do you think green is? It's good. So now, did it close up or did it close down? Up, because it's green, right? And it shows me how many points it closed up from when it opened at the beginning of the day. And it calculates your percentage for you, too. Is that easy? Hey, look at that. That's good. All right, so the next one, net change is the difference between closing price and opening price. Okay, previous trading day, right here. That's what we have. Previous trading, the net change in two forms, dollars and as a percent. That's my net change. Opening price is there. High of the day. So the highest it got up to today is 145.65. The lowest it traded today is 142.65. So it fluctuates all day long because people are buying and selling.
But does that like, is it fine if it goes down?
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you trade stocks, Mr. President?
Huh?
Do you trade stocks?
Yes.
Often?
No. Because I only own a couple stocks, so it's not really worth it for me. I'm in it for the long haul. So I would rather own shares of a company that pays dividends. So that means that I'm getting money off of that, and it's just staying in my portfolio. So I just keep rolling it into being worth more for the company. Yes, that guy.
Is that easier than trading?
Trading stocks is questionable. Depends on how you're trading. If you get free trades, like one of these online companies like E-Trade or something like that, or Robinhood or something. So those are, if it charges you a fee to trade, you probably lost all your profit in the trade. Because you have to pay a fee to even trade. So that's not, I don't recommend that. So find something, hold on to it. And if it goes up by a lot, then sell. So right now, so the difference in between the 145 and the 142, that's really not enough. So if it's a $7 fee, I'm not gonna sell, or I'm not gonna like buy it at 142 and sell it at 145.
How often are you supposed to check it?
Leave mine alone. I just look at my statement and I just keep adding more money to it. Because no matter what the market is, I'm still owning more and more shares of that company.
It's kind of like a savings.
It's risky. So, like I said, Southwest Airlines. Let's say, Southwest Airlines takes over all the other airlines in America. So that's good for me. I get more profit, right? But Southwest Airlines decide, hey, we're going out of business. What does that mean for me?
Your money's gone.
Yeah, my money's going down. So that means it's going to go down. If they're filing for bankruptcy and I'm still holding, I'm probably going to lose all my money. A lot of times when people file bankruptcy, they automatically start selling off, and so you see the stock price go down. Some people are betting on the other way. So if they're filing for bankruptcy and it's a company that they think is going to still stay in business, they will buy low when they're selling off. So General Motors, you know the company? Yeah, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge. Okay, so those filed bankruptcy recently. So they're in bankruptcy recently. Some people, because the government has been giving them money and hasn't been paying it back. So they've been giving them money to try to stay in business because it's a big company. Is that good for business? No. That means they're not selling cars, but people are still buying and selling of their stocks because the government is making sure that they're not going to fail. It is. That's weird, right? But if you own, let's say you own a couple shares of stocks in GM. Okay, they're filing bankruptcy. You still have those stocks no matter what. So price goes up, price goes down. You still own your 1% or whatever. Okay, so no matter what happens, so you don't have to worry about them going under because the government just keeps giving them money. And when the government stops giving them money, which I really hope they do, which angers me because that's my tax dollars. I pay my bills like I'm supposed to, okay? They're just getting free money. They're not selling cars. That's not a good company. They don't sell cars and make profit. They're getting profit off the government just saying, here's a free handout.
Is it Chevy? What was it?
Yeah, GM, General Motors. So that's one of the recent things. So careful about those. Anyway, does that make sense? Certain people are trying not to fall asleep. I appreciate it. Struggle is real. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving on. So in the second row down, it says 52-week high is the highest price. I'm gonna back up to the big one so we can see it. Here we go. Okay, right here, 52-week high. That's over the last year, the highest amount. Because someone's playing on their phone right now, and I swear to sweet baby Jesus, we're gonna fight about this later on when you come in and say, "I need help." 6 pounds, 8 ounce baby Jesus. Ricky Bobby. Okay, anyway, so over the last year, the highest was 145, but in this last year, the lowest was 89. So if you were to do Apple stocks, you would try to buy it when it's down here, and then sell it when it's up at the highs at 145. That's how you're making profit off of this. The next one over here is PE. We're going to talk about PE once I get down to the vocabulary here in a minute. The volume over here, that's how much is traded. So there was almost 100 million shares of Apple traded on this day. The average daily is 77 million in one day. But you're not selling just one. Most people don't own just one. You're going to own 1,000, 10,000. Okay? Large chunks. Corporations, business, mutual funds, all these others, these finance companies are trying to buy and sell to make money. So if it goes down, they don't care if it goes down like just to 44 and then back up to 45. They will buy at 44, sell at 45 because they have 10,000 shares. So if they just made that $1 on that 10,000, how much income did they make? $10,000 right there. Just in that one trade because it only moved a little bit. That's how it works.
So you can buy more than one stock.
Yeah.
That's what you mean when you say high risk.
Yes, high risk. So you can buy a lot of it, invest a lot of money, or it could just go down. So it'd be like one of those smart people that bought GameStop at $6 and sold it at $600. That's a good thing right there, right? But look at those fools that actually bought at $400 and now it's back down to $12. Because they thought it was going to go back up. They bought at $400 and then now it's worth nothing again. So those people are losing the money. Dang it. Man. Husson is... All right, so there we go. Did I answer your question? Okay, good. All right, so next one. So average volume. So on an average day, it was 77 million traded each day. Market cap. How much is the Apple company worth? $2.42 trillion. Yeah, do you know why? They make a lot of money because, they got those Asian sweatshops in China where little kids are making that $1,200 iPhone, and those little kids get paid less than $1 a day to make 400 iPhones. But you gotta have that iPhone, don't you? Thank you. I appreciate it. That one right there.
It was last year's though.
It was still made by some little kid, feel sorry for him, okay? Slave labor. No, it's not. Okay? Remember that. Okay? Sweet baby Jesus. Right there. All right. So I'm getting down here. I did the market cap. Here is the 52-week. We talked about that. The volume, talked about that. Market cap. Okay, so PE. PE stands for price to earnings ratio. If you looked at the stock, it said that right there in the middle column, right there. It had PE. That's closing price per share divided by annual earnings per share. So that's going to give me my PE ratio.
Could you show us like a
I'm going to. So if we were to do that, my PE is what numbers? Closing 145 divided by what? Annual earnings per share. here it is. Okay, annual earnings per share. That's what we figured out there. So we'll go back over it here in a moment. And I'll show you right here. So here's the next one. We're going to read this one, and you're going to solve for each of those items that we did. So you're going to list A through H. A through H on your notes, and we're going to go through and fill these in. So according to Amazon, this one right here, we're going to answer option A, and you guys are going to go through and fill this in. I want you guys to do it on your paper first before I give you the answers. So A, what is the closing price of Amazon stocks on July 9th? You're too high speed for me. Put little a, and you're going to write that down. Okay, little a. So example 7. Did you scroll over to example 7 yet? You got to flip back and forth. So A was closing price. We're going through each one. Little b. What was the closing price up or down from the previous trading day, and by how much? You're adding that for little b. Yeah. So we're doing these ones, we're entering this right here. Okay? So. Yeah, so we're answering these. And then this is what we're doing, alright? Alright, so next one, C. What was the closing price on the previous trading day? It's going to be option C. Yeah, go ahead. It's up there, right? Yeah, it is. Closing price on the previous day? D. What is the high and low prices for Amazon shares on July 9th? That's just for the one day. Option E. What were the high and low prices for the past 52 weeks? High and lows for the past 52 weeks. We're filling this in on our notes right now. Yeah, the 52, the highs and lows. High and low right there. F. How many shares of Amazon were traded on July 9th? Yeah. Yeah, I know. How many were traded? G. What was the total value of Amazon stock? And H. Compute Amazon's annual earnings per share using this. So, closing price divided by my PE ratio. So the PE ratio is on the board, is on the thing, so let's go through and look. All right, here it is here. A. What was the closing price? 3,719.34. Okay, that is my price. B. Was it up or down from the previous day? Down. How do I know it's down? Red is pointing down, right? Okay, so by how many points? 12.07 points or 0.32%. So it's both. What was the closing price on the previous trading day? Here's a hint. The closing price of the previous day is the opening price of your day. So in between yesterday's close and today's open, they stay the same.
3722.
Yep, 3722.52. D, low and high for July 9th. My low was? Okay, yes, 3,593.40. And the high was 37.48. You guys are all filling this in, right? Not just staring at me awkwardly. What was the high and low for the past 52 weeks? 3,059.99 was the high. The low? 2,871. That's actually not bad, right? If you were to sell, if you were to buy it low, sell on high, you made almost $1,000 there. Per share. Per share. That means that's pretty good, right? I'll talk about something here in a minute. Okay, so next thing, how many shares were traded on July 9th? 3.75 million. Was that trading volume below or above on the average?
Above.
Below?
Above.
It's above because my average was 3.4 million, right? Okay, the average is 3 points, so it's above. Okay, after that,
What did that say? Milk cap? Mexican?
market cap. What was what? High and low prices for the past 52. Right here in the middle where it says 52-week high, 52-week low. You see that?
Yeah.
And that's what it's looking for. All right, where are we at now? We are... All right, G, what was the total value of Amazon stock? That's the market cap. 1.88 trillion. Okay? Now, that was less than Apple, wasn't it? That was less than Apple, but I'll show you why. That Apple was worth how much? 145. Okay, but if you look at Amazon, it's trading at over 3,000, isn't it? 3,700? See this thing down here at the bottom? It says Amazon does not pay dividends to its shareholders. Dividends is their profit divided up amongst all the shareholders. What they do is instead, their profit is invested directly back into their market shares for this. So when they have a profitable year, this number here goes up. So that's the reason why Amazon is worth $37,019.34. And Apple, who is worth a lot more, is only 145. Does that make sense? So they do have dividends, where this one does not.
Which one do you think would be?
Okay, do you have a lot of money to invest into one stock of Amazon? No. So it'd be beneficial to get into stocks that actually offer you dividends first, because it's going to pay you to be an owner. If you own a business, do you want to make money off of it? If I go start a business, am I going to make money off of it? I hope so. And that's what the shareholders are. They're partial owners. I want that business to make money for me. I don't want to have to do anything. Those people are in charge to go make the money. They're responsible, okay? You ever hear the word fiduciary? It's on the news and stuff like that where people advertise fiduciary. It's their responsibility for the business to make money. That's why they're in business, right? To make money. And so that's one of the things that they do. Try to make sure that the business makes money. You want your money to make money. And the last thing is compute Amazon's annual earnings per share using annual earnings. Closing price per share divided by PE. So it's my $37,019.34 divided by my PE, which is 7101. That's how we get that annual earnings. That's all you have to do to get your annual earnings. So this last slide right here, so hopefully it's super important, because if you have to calculate your annual earnings, you have to divide these two here. That makes sense? Hopefully. All right, so the last little bit is I'm just going to talk about retirements, and then we're going to get into some homework. So, next one is you could use regular savings and investment accounts to save for retirement. There are also a variety of accounts designed specially for retirement savings. A traditional individual retirement account, IRA. We've already been dealing with IRAs in a lot of our word problems that we had. Is a savings plan, allows you to set aside money for retirement up to $6,000 per year for people under 50 and $7,000 per year for people 50 and older. So when we did taxes, that's you take that out, you're not taxed on this. You do not pay taxes on the money you deposit in the IRA. You could start withdrawing from your IRA when you're 59 and 1/2 years old. So what's the problem with having an IRA? Okay, yeah, okay, let's say, all right, DiGiorno, how old are you right now today?
18.
You're 18 right now. You're going to get a good job. You are going to retire in 20 years. How old are you going to be when you want to retire?
38.
38. Oh, crap. If you had a regular IRA, can you retire off of that? Because you can't start pulling from it yet, right?
Right.
IRA means that you have to keep either working because you can't start pulling it until that age. That's what's important here. Okay, IRAs are important, so the taxes that you get paid on, that you pay this, since there's no tax now, it's tax on the money you take out of it later.
Wait, so does like
Depends on jobs and depends on what you're doing. So, teachers normally have an 80-point system here in Arizona. So it normally comes out to be about 30 years teaching. That sucks, right? I don't want to do it 30 years. I don't want to be one of those old, decrepit teachers that are like dying at their desk. I don't want to be that guy. I don't. Huh? Yeah, I know there's a couple of them. Okay, yes, and I feel bad. They don't have anything better to do.
One of the teachers fell asleep at the desk. They had their mouth open and everything.
Listen, this is my mission field. This is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here helping people learn math that hate math. Hopefully that you might get something out of it, even though that you hate math, like DiGiorno. Okay? You're learning something from this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. My job here, but when it's time to go, I need to go. I don't want to be that guy that dies at his desk. There is some teachers that are seriously like old, decrepit, and just like can't do anything. And do you know what happens as soon as they retire? They push so hard to get to retirement age that they end up dying right afterwards. Within, like, teachers, majority of teachers, they did the statistics on this. Majority of teachers pass away within 5 years of retirement. Because they push themselves so hard dealing with the knuckleheads, stressed out all day, and then once you're finally done, their body just falls apart. So, I got 5 years left, that's it.
You've been working how many years?
Hmm?
You've been working.
I'm doing early retirement.
So doesn't that mean you get paid less?
Yes,
That means that's also why you have side hustles and stuff?
but what?
That's also why you have side hustles and stuff?
Damn straight, side hustle, because I can't start pulling money from my investment accounts until when? 59 and a half.
Jesus Christ, that's so lame.
I'm 45. So, 45, so if I'm retiring in 5 years, can I count on this money?
No.
Nope. That's why you need the side hustle. That's why you need to get a good retirement, steady income, and then work on whatever you want to do.
Wait, so what happens if you go homeless, but like you have a bunch of money in there that you can't get into your 59? Or like, how does that work?
You could pull it. It's a huge penalty
You get penalized for being homeless.
for pulling out your own money before it's time.
No, let's say like you're homeless and then you turn 59 and a half years old.
Then you start getting your money.
Like paychecks or just like all together?
Paycheck. Yeah, they try to have it set up that you are going to have, they divide your money and you get enough money for 20 years. They said your retirement should be 20 years. Because they're not expecting anyone to live longer than 80 years. That's what these companies are basing their money on.
So they're paying you.
So if you die before that, they get cut, they get fees and all this other stuff that they're taking out of that. But your retirement, you got good retirement until you're 80. But if you live past it, there's many people that are doing that. They're living longer than their retirement.
So then what? They still get money or not?
Nope,
They stopped.
they ran out. Yeah.
Where does your money go if you die before?
Okay, do you know what death tax is? Okay, they tax you for dying. And so it's almost half of the money that's left in your account.
Jesus.
I'm serious. It's ridiculous. It's almost half the money. And so that money will go in your will to your heir, your children, grandchildren, whoever you have designated who it's going to go to. Okay, so your wife, your spouse, any of that other stuff. So my retirement account, mine is set up so it's still going to pay if I pass away, but my wife's going to get it at that time. That's how it's set up. So there is a designee for it. All right, so next one is Roth IRA, which I think is more important. Roth IRA is a type of IRA with slightly different tax benefits. You pay taxes on the money you deposit into the IRA. So you get money taken out of your paycheck, right? That's your taxes. The amount of money that you bring home, you're going to take some of that extra money and you're going to put it in one of these. So you pay tax on the money you deposit into the IRA, but then you can withdraw your earnings tax-free when you get 59 and a half. This one's more worth it because you pay your taxes on it now versus paying on it later. Because when you get your money later on, they're going to tax you on that. Like, it's your money, but they're still taking taxes out of it. So let's say you're supposed to get a $1,000 paycheck every month, right? They're going to pull taxes, so you're going to only bring home, $650 every month from that. Is that really enough? No. Pay taxes now when you can afford it. When you can't afford it because you're not working, that's not taxed. Because you already paid the taxes in the beginning. Although your contributions are not tax deductible, your earnings are never taxed, even after withdrawal. So if you do this instead, that $1,000 you get when you're retired because you're not working anymore, it's still $1,000. So this, in my opinion, is actually better. 401k. Now, 401k comes with some issues. Employer-sponsored retirement plan. Anyone here have a decent job? Like, not McDonald's? Anyone? Look, I'm not hating on McDonald's. I'm just saying if you have another job, I could use that as a reference. I have someone that works at Walmart right now. Where do you work? Arby's. Still fast food. It's not really there. Where do you have?
Shoe store?
Which one? Clark's? Oh, Clark Shoes? They might. That's like a big corporation, right? Or is it? Okay, so they probably do have a program for a 401k.
Oh, yeah.
A 401k. So whatever job you're at, your 401k will go with you. So it's a 401k that you're going to set up. Okay? Dozing off on me. So your 401k, you have to set it up. And what it is you're going to put $100 away. But the company that sets this up that you're working for will match what you put away. So if you put $100, the company will also put in $100 if they match it. So you automatically, just because you're putting money away, you're going to earn an extra $100 off of it. Every paycheck, I'm putting away $500. So I put in $500. The district puts in $500 into my account. So every paycheck, $1,000 goes into my retirement account. So it is doubling my money.
So are you cheating the system?
I'm working the system like I'm supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do. You work smarter, not harder. If you have a 401k, but if I go out of state because I have state retirement, I'm not going to get this retirement. I can't keep putting into this retirement if I move out of state and go to a different job. Okay? So I might lose this retirement here. But a 401k is something you take with wherever you're at. You're working at Clark's, right? You're going to get another job 3-4 years down the line. You're going to take your 401k with you, and your new employer, you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to do my 401k. Here's my 401k account. So you're going to put in money at your new job, and they're going to hopefully match it. A 401k goes with you, though. So no matter what job you go to, or you change jobs, if they match it, if they have a 401k for you, they will help you. They will give you money towards your retirement. And that's a good job. That's career jobs. Yes?
What retirement plan?
Say it one more time.
What retirement plan is more ideal?
Okay, I have a career. I have a career field. I have a teaching certificate. This is normally a retirement of 30 years. If you're military, that is a 20-year retirement. Okay, you can retire in 20 years, and then you would have to live off what they put away for you. So, in that 20 years, you could try and live off what they have, but if you're not going to be a federal or a state like I am, then you're going to work somewhere else. You're going to work at Clark's, you're going to work at Arby's, you're going to work at Taco Hell. Taco Hell?
Douche Bruce?
Huh? I have no clue what I try to hear. Guitar Center. They should have one. That's a big company, right? Anyway, so if you're working there and you're not in a career field like I am, or the military or something like that, a 401k is going to go wherever you're going. That's a good one to start as soon as you can. Because if you start it when you're young, you put a little bit away at a time, your money grows on itself. You have time, but no money. I have money, but less time. That's the difference. So you got to start when you're younger, otherwise it's going to cause some problems. You don't want to be that old person that is decrepit and can't work anymore, and then, oh, I really wish I would have invested earlier, so I'm not living paycheck to paycheck on government food stamps. You don't want to do that. That's not good. Anyone questions? Okay? Anyone? We good? Huh? Me? We'll talk about that here in a minute. So we still got like 20 minutes of class left. I want you guys, is it 20 minutes? What do we got? 15? 10? All right, so our homework assignment is in my lab. I made it a small assignment, only 10 questions. You need your calculator to be able to do these questions. So I want you guys to open it up now and start working on that because you need the calculator for it. And other than that, I want you guys all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button. Support my channel.